1,000 blows. The costumes are everything. We had corsets that we wore all the time. The weight of these things, like honestly, it was like having curtains around your waist. Like you had to really lug them around. People were like, oh, I love that walk that you're doing for Mary. And I was like, I'm just trying to get from A to B. It was not in any way planned. Hello, I'm Erin Doherty. I'm here with Harper's Bazaar, and I'm going to talk you through some of the roles that changed my life. Let's do this.
Now look, you, all of you, we danced and Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters, and that is all. And mark this, let either of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the black of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you.
Whoa, that's intense. Abigail in the Crucible. It's really odd seeing that back because obviously you can't, especially on stage, like you lose yourself, like you're so present in the room with the audience. Whereas I think it's a little bit different on screen. You're very much kind of, okay, we're going to do this little bit here, and you're very conscious of the picture that you're building. But yeah, on stage, you just have no concept of what the physical reality is of a character. And so seeing it like that is pretty intense. I like to think about animals a lot for characters, and she was like a cat, so she was very much like on the tips of her toes a lot, and I could see it just then, which was pretty cool. There we go, so I did my job correctly there. My first memory of the Crucible was that I had no memory of it. Like, I think it's something that most people study in school, but we didn't. We just did Merchant of Venice. So when Lindsay Turner, the director, approached me about potentially being a part of it, I think it was a benefit that I hadn't had some kind of school preconception that I carried into rehearsals with me. For that reason, I was so in love with Abigail, and I didn't obviously want to see her as the villain, but I think particularly with the way that we told this story, what was exciting to me about it was Lindsay was determined that she wouldn't be. Whereas I think if I'd studied it in school, that relationship would have been blurred in a way. So like my relationship was fresh as per this exploration, which is pretty great. Performing live to an audience every night is my favourite thing in the world. I'll always come back to it. I grew up doing theatre. It's got my heart, and I think there's something that you can't replicate on screen. And I really thoroughly enjoy myself on screen, but there's something about being in a room with people and, again, just kind of tapping into that energy on that specific night. I do have some pre-stage rituals. I get quite funny about it without being your stereotypical actor. I have this little dice that I throw before I go out on stage every night, and I don't actually ever look at what it lands on. It's just to kind of remind me that every night is different, every night's its own thing, to be present, to roll with the punches. Someone may throw something different at you, they may forget a line, and for me, yeah, that kind of symbolises just embracing not knowing, which I'll always come back to.
I was here as a professional, Jamie.
Don't you think like that then?
My job was to assess
Because I like you.
as a professional.
Not like that, not fancying you, just as a person.
Okay, so come on.
Don't you even like me a bit? What did you think about me then? Decide, come on!
This was really useful.
Don't you go fucking telling anyone that, did it?
Hey, come
Don't
on,
you
come on.
dare!
Whoa, come on.
I feel like I'm just not well prepared at watching myself. It's really intense, especially with adolescents, particularly like with the one shot thing. It was a lovely kind of concoction of theatre and screen. It just felt like you were going out there doing a play whilst they filmed it. So we created this really, really kind of suffocating environment. So to see it is really, just takes you back there, which is quite overwhelming. So my role as Bryony in adolescence came about through Stephen Graham, the wonder that is. We were on a job and we'd spent pretty much, like for the best part, we spent a year together, and we were just wrapping, and I was like, what are you going on to next? And he started talking to me about this, and I'd seen Boiling Point and absolutely loved it, and I knew that it would be so similar to theatre, so I was like, that's going to be amazing, but we just kind of left it there. And then a couple of months later, he tried to ring me, and I'm really awful at picking up my phone, so I never picked it up. And then Hannah Walters, his wife, and production partner tried to call me, and I got voice notes from them being like, Erin, pick up your phone. So then like maybe a couple of hours later I did, and they were like, we want you to be a part of this thing. I didn't even read the script. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think my standout memory of adolescence has to be Owen. Like, I just think him on his own, the fact that it was his first professional job. He turned up knowing every single line. We rehearsed for 2 weeks and shot for 1, so we had more rehearsal time than I'd ever had on a TV project, and we just kind of created this bond. And so for me, adolescence is Owen, and I'm so proud of him. Like, even to this day, like seeing him go on and do other things, and also to watch him be celebrated for this work, which is so just impressive for, I think, anyone to achieve. The fact that he was 14 when we shot it, and like I say, it was his first job. I'm just kind of like in awe of him, and he is just an absolute legend. Filming one shot, a lot of people have the preconception that it's going to be really stressful, which it kind of is, because obviously you don't want to mess it up. But for me, being a theatre kid, I was in my element. So I was literally like, yep, leave me alone, cool, action, and then get out of my way. Like, it was just everything that I wanted it to be and more. So we shot twice a day. We did 2 takes. So to get in that room twice a day and just have that tennis match with him, I was just absolutely gagging for it. Like, he was so exciting to play off. I was having the best time of my life. The reaction post-adolescence for me has been mainly just speaking to people on the street. It's been really gorgeous to just engage in the conversation as a viewer myself, like, because I think it's such a prominent topic. It's really lovely to just stop and have a chat with someone for 5 minutes down Carnaby Street, talking about something that we're all really interested in. Because I think what the show is so great at is it doesn't say these are the answers, it just poses the questions. And so it's really brought the conversation to the table. And so I feel really grateful that I get to be a part of that as well.
Why is she never like that with you? Vile and cold like that?
Because I'm irrelevant. I rather wish she would be like that with me. It would suggest I have significance.
Trust me, you wouldn't like it in reality.
I would. I'd bully her right back.
You fancy swapping then? Fancy being the heir?
Not if it means going to Wales.
I love Anne. She was just like the coolest character to play. It was pretty much the first kind of big screen role that I'd ever done. And I was a bit like, I don't think I'm going to watch that. So getting to like see it now is kind of like, whoa. It was like, it's still surreal to me that I got to be a part of something so epic and well loved and well established. Like, by that point, Matt Smith, Claire Foy, Vanessa Kirby had already absolutely smashed the pants off of this thing. And you were kind of like, how the hell are we going to carry that torch? And so to see it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, no, we did a pretty good job there, which is great. I was actually in a play at the time when I got a call from my agent saying that they were making the next season of The Crown and they're looking for Princess Anne. And genuinely, I had never seen, like, she just wasn't in my world. I did not know what she looked like, what type of a person she was. So I was like, oh, okay, that sounds amazing, but who is this woman? I went away, did my research, and I was like, I think I'm in with a bit of a shot here, just because visually. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to really put everything into this. Went in to meet Nina Gold, and yeah, it went from there. Princess Anne, 3 words: honest, brutal, courageous, because she was very much adamant that she would always be true to herself, even within this context, which I think is easier said than done. I think the most challenging thing about playing Princess Anne, which probably applied to all of us, is just the fact that she is a real human being, and getting over yourself enough to not care about other people's awareness of this woman, their interpretations of this woman, and just going, okay, I have to just surrender and do my version of. It took me a good month or so to be like, how am I going to do this? But I just, yeah, eventually you learn to quiet the noise and just put the blinkers on. But it took me a while to learn that lesson. My stand-up memory from The Crown was flying to Scotland. I think we were staying there for like a few weeks. We all had our own log cabins. We were in Inverness, so it was like bloody freezing. But we like all came together at the end of every night. We'd watch Naked Attraction. have red wine. It was just the best experience of my life. So yeah, strangely, it wasn't actually doing any of the shooting, which was wonderful. But actually, it was just being surrounded by these amazing people, particularly Olivia. She's just one of those people that you're bossing it. She's just the best. And there's a reason why everyone loves her. It's because she's just so lovable.
So you like to give false names at parties?
Sorry, I was just having fun.
Yeah, obviously. So which one is your real name?
Sasha, can we stop playing games?
Hey, you're the one playing games. I'm just trying to keep up.
What can I get you?
Can I get 2 lattes, please? Josh, what do you want?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. I said I'm sorry.
It's just really hard to trust anything you say now. Becky Green? Wow.
Fun fact, that scene in the show when it was released is where my sister stopped watching, because she is my older sister and she takes care of me, and she was like, the minute that your card got declined, I was out. She was like, I couldn't deal with it. It was too stressful. So she never watched the rest of Chloe. So for me, what I was really interested in with Chloe was working with Alice Seabright. She's incredible. She was the showrunner, and I'd loved what she'd done on Sex Education, so that was really exciting to me. But also, I just think, as a character, Becky was so messy and so not your stereotypical female main character energy that I was like, I want to be a part of putting that on screen. Because again, I'm just kind of like, as women particularly, there's something I think I'm adamant about showing all the parts rather than just the glossy parts or like the positive parts. We're multifaceted. I just wanted to be a part of putting something different on screen, and I hadn't really seen anything like this before, so that was really exciting to me. I think I learned a lot on Chloe in terms of the speed that you have to work, like doing a series like this in such a short amount of time. Like, I was so fortunate with The Crown. And actually, I'll always remember it. Olivia, on like day one, she was like, don't get used to this. Like, nothing else is like this. And she was 100% right. Like, I went onto this and I was like, oh, wow. So we're just shooting that scene once. Like, whereas on The Crown, you spend a day on one little blip of a moment. So this was kind of an awakening to the speed, which again, like, I think they offer you different things and you see different parts of yourself, the way that you kind of embrace those different energies. So that was the kind of biggest learning curve with Chloe.
Now we'll say that, thank you. It'll take the Knightsbridge Constabulary exactly 2 minutes to get here. And remember, I want yellow and blue silk and gold brocade. Now, out.
Love it. Love Mary. Mary Carr, as a little intro, was the female leader of an all-female gang in London that really existed. And 1,000 Blows explores their kind of story, along with other people's, but I got to be a part of it through the 40 Elephants. 1,000 Blows was attractive to me in the sense that I had never heard of the 40 Elephants. I had never heard of Mary Carr, and the fact that these women really existed, really were so skilled at what they did. And I know they were criminals, but there's like an excellence to what they do. And so to explore that and to put these real lives on screen was just so exciting to me. My favourite thing about playing Mary Carr was the confidence that she gave me, because I think, whether you like it or not, for me anyway, characters rub off on you and you always kind of leave them with a little bit of something. And she really gave me a confidence about just going for it. There's something so inspiring about these women, all of them, but Mary in particular. She was just adamant about being the best at this thing because she had no choice, because otherwise you're dead on the streets of London. So there's something really inspiring about just going for what you want. The costumes are everything. Particularly on this job, we had corsets that we wore all the time. They were a struggle because you needed toilet breaks a lot, but the way that you walked because of them, the weight of these things, like honestly, it was like having curtains around your waist. Like, you had to really lug them around. And I remember really early on, people were like, oh, I love that walk that you're doing for Mary. And I was like, I'm just trying to get from A to B. Like I'm just trying to move. And actually it just like over the year, it progressed into this thing that I was like, oh, okay, no, maybe this is Mary's kind of like swag. But it was not in any way planned. That was my life in roles. Thank you so much for watching.